This video is going to demonstrate how to raise a Do and Charge invoice. Let's start with understanding what Do and Charge means. From Projects, we are going to create a new task called Painting External Walls. Now, we will log 2 timesheets for a total of 16 hours. There are 3 options for billing timesheets on new tasks. Match the task to an original BOQ item from the estimate. Convert the task to a variation and link it to a variation contract. Invoice the time using the Do and Charge process. The timesheet can only be invoiced one way, and alerts and builder's excellence will prevent you from double billing. Let's go back to Jobs module and assume these timesheets have already synced back. From the Invoicing tab, we can see there's a pending on charge value for $1,440. In summary, this value is 16 hours times by $90 per hour. Watch the Understanding Labor Calculations, plus the Calculating Actual Labor Values videos for more information. Before we invoice this amount using a Do and Charge invoice, let's go back to Zoho Projects and add painting materials. Go to the Product Usage tab. We are going to create a purchase order for painting materials. We will assume the materials items have been added to the purchase order. Here I have 2 tins of paint for $120 each. These materials are flagged for Do and Charge. If you needed to charge for the materials upfront, follow the variation process to collect a prepayment that is allocated during the Do and Charge billing. Variations billed as Do and Charge cannot be converted to a variation contract to prevent double billing. To learn more about this process, watch the videos on product usage. For this video, I'm going to quickly receive the purchase order for the 2 tins of paint. We are also going to update these material items as used, as the Do and Charge widget invoices any add-ons based on the quantity used. The alternative is to use variations. Now let's go back to the job and assume we've already triggered an immediate sync. Under the Invoice tab, as you can see, the pending on charge value has increased and now includes the painting materials. Click on the Purchase tab to see the product usage record for the materials add-on. The subtotal is the pending value, which is not yet invoiced. Once variation add-ons are converted to a proposal, these will automatically be removed from the pending on charge total. From the Job module, click on the Invoice tab and open the Do and Charge widget. The first tab displays the pending on charge timesheets. If you have a lot of timesheets, you can use the filters at the top. The table displays the value of all timesheets using the rounding logic on the rate table. For example, if you round timesheets to the nearest 6 minutes, the selected row will automatically calculate based on task selected. As a task can have many timesheets, the number of timesheet columns display how records are ready to be invoiced and how many timesheets on this task have already been invoiced. The billable values are based on the timesheets to be invoiced. Let's tick our 2 timesheets. There are 2 more features, Allocate and Hide. If a variation was raised and a pro forma invoice was used, you can allocate the timesheet value to the remaining balance. You may choose to use this feature if you invoiced upfront a deposit or full payment for the Do and Charge work. Please note that these variations cannot be converted to a variation contract once they have been invoiced or allocated to a Do and Charge invoice. The Convert to Proposal widget will trigger an alert that prevents this action. The Hide feature allows you to invoice the timesheets, but not display the timesheet data on the invoice description. If you use this feature, make sure you check the invoice layout on the last screen. Once you've selected your items and chosen the features, click Next. This screen displays the individual timesheets, 0 including the staff base rate and total cost. This represents the cost of the individual, using the current rate in a resource record and timesheet hours. The charge-out value is the rounded timesheet hours by the relevant charge-out rate. Do and Charge rates use the job title from the resource record and the default product under the job title records. Watch the video on setting up Do and Charge rates for more information. If the job title or product need to be changed, you can update them here and the timesheet values will be recalculated or reset to return to the default settings. If you do not have valid rates, you cannot proceed. If you are satisfied that the timesheet values are correct for your Do and Charge invoice, click on Next. The top table in this screen provides an overview of all the timesheets to be invoiced. Under the Miscellaneous table, you can see additional items. The products available here are based on the product checkbox called Do and Charge product. We will add a parking fee, but watch the video on managing expenses to learn more about this new feature. The summary table calculates the totals. Let's go back up to the timesheet details. The product description includes the timesheet date and task or action item name and timesheet note. The discount options allow you to create a full discount or edit the discount value. Using the minimum charge feature, you can select a minimum value per timesheet or per invoice line item. We don't recommend using the rounding feature on the rate table with this, as your timesheet values could significantly inflate. At the top, you can choose how the information is represented on the invoice. Don't forget, if you have items hidden, check your invoice description. You can select your preferred option and then proceed to preview invoice. If this is not the layout you want, click on Go Back and then change the grouping option and preview again. Once you're satisfied with your Do and Charge invoice preview, click on Process on Charge to proceed. The required records are created and updated automatically. Close the widget once complete to refresh the job record. In the job, you can now see the pending on-charge values are now 0 as all the timesheets and product usage records were invoiced. Under the Invoice tab, the new record is displayed. As this is unpaid invoice, the value is included in the subtotals above. A Do and Charge invoice create a new proposal, which is linked to the original contract. This proposal record is automatically set to accepted with the date it was created. This means you can report on your Do and Charge income using dashboards and reports. The quote is linked to your existing contract and updated under the additional estimates value. Please note, if you do not want to send multiple Do and Charge invoices to your customers, watch the Consolidated Invoices video next.